I see that so much so just by talking to you both prior to us getting on the mic and on camera. You just have a passion for it. And I do too when it comes to beer. I think it's a culture, and I think it brings a lot of people together who you probably wouldn't see together, but you wouldn't even think that person likes beer. And then you find out they do, and it continues to grow. And I think by you joining the group in Sonoma County, and then even talking to your chamber of commerce, that's amazing, because I don't think a lot of smaller businesses or businesses that are getting started, I don't think they utilize the resources, because it is hard. Like a lot of people, I've called myself too, and I'm in Richmond, and I call and ask to say, hey, I'm doing a podcast that supports all the local breweries in this county. I need some assistance, but you just got to keep calling, guys, keep sending emails, because they can see that once they get to meet both of you and hang out, they'll actually see that, okay, wait, no, this brewer and this brewer and that brewer and that brewer is all work with you, and they know about you. Oh, wait a minute. And they know about Hollister. Like, this is, now you're putting Hollister more on the map. It's a great thing. It's fun times. I enjoy it. When it comes to beer, what's your, are you just like, I like all types of beer? I mean, being in Germany, German beers, your Heffenweisers, things of that nature. What started you down the path of just being in the beer world? Like, what beer was it that was like, this is something more than just what my uncle calls the light lagers of piss water. That's what he used to call it, but I haven't got him to drink a beer since then, so we'll see.
I remember two different experiences. That the first was having the first fresh beer in Germany, like fresh beer with the basic ingredients. Just tastes unique. It's just an amazing a way to have a beer, and you get, you certainly get a lot of that in Germany and their process. But the other side is certainly in Colorado, we lived where there was a lot of microbreweries and craft breweries, and so we could spend a Sunday at a local craft brewery and try 10 different beers that we had never even tried before on small tasters. And so we got to go through the experience of the different styles and read a little bit about what went into them. And so I think both parts of that experience are what intrigued me in terms of different styles, and then also the freshness you get when you brew with the basic ingredients and it's your recipe, and as soon as it's produced, it's ready to drink.
Nice. And in Colorado, so you went to Cal Poly, so, and the beer scene in the 90s, there craft beer wise, it probably wasn't much going on. And then you go to Colorado, and it's just like a world of micro brews. Now, were these kind of like hole in the walls, like people or home brewers? Like, that's okay, because it was their craft beer scene. I guess what I'm trying to get to, was it a little bit bigger at the time in the 90s, or was it just getting started as well?
No, we lived in Boulder County, which most people know. That's where your, I think your brewer association is based out of Boulder. Okay, and so I always joke that there was enough craft brewers around. There was like one on every single corner. So if you wanted to try something different, you'd go down here. And even the town that we lived in, it was a small kind of outside of Boulder itself proper. There'd be 5 or 6 breweries. Wow. And so you really got to kind of get it and enjoy, different styles. And we come to California, and, being born and raised in California, we come back and we see that, because we were there when it started to really grow. And you would see one would pop up here, one would pop up there. And then we come out here and we're starting to see that same thing, really starting to see that pop up. And so that's exciting for us. Beer is so different, between sours to stouts. I mean, there's so many different things you can try. If someone doesn't like one style, they'll like the other style. So that was something that we both were able to, look at, enjoy, and understand beer better too.
So in Hollister, you said there's a few breweries that are looking to open up. How many? Just rough estimate, to be precise, but like home brewers, and then the amount of breweries that are starting to open. What are we looking like? in Hollister?
I think there's a half a dozen small breweries that are kicking off right now.
Nice.
As I mentioned, there's one down in Paso Robles that we've started to form a really good relationship with. That's been stalled a little bit with the opening of a storefront, and then Morgan Hill, a couple there, and then of course San Jose's got some that are significant in terms of what they're producing. Then you have the home brewers, which there is just so many levels of interest in the Bay of different home brewers that I think home brewing in of itself is an area that you could imagine just exploding in terms of people really dialing in their own recipes and seeking out a certain ingredient that's going to make that recipe that they're perfecting just really unique. So we love to hear back. One of the things that we always ask from a brewer is tell us what you thought. Like, how did it work? What did you like? What did you not like? Is there something different that you'd be looking for in a hop that we could consider? Because some of the variables in growing hops we can control. Like how often do we provide it water? How many binds do we train? What are some of the elements that encourage growth? But then there's also the uncontrollables like temperature and weather that we just don't have. So it makes it kind of an art to see what's going to come off that year, and every year is a little bit different.